Hi, everyone. My name is Lydia Martinez. I am with Elle Marketing and Events, and I am here today with one of our clients, Kevin Coyle with SLC Homes. Kevin, it's so nice to be here with you today.
Yeah, nice to be here with you too, Lydia. Thanks.
So we've been working with Kevin now, for maybe about 10 months, it
Yeah,
seems.
yeah. We started April, so yeah, about 8, 9 months.
And so Kevin came to us. He is a real estate agent here in Salt Lake City, Utah, and one of our other real estate agent clients sent him our way because he realized that after being a real estate agent for a really long time, it was
Years.
time,
Yeah.
years and years, it was time to maybe refresh his marketing and refocus on that just a little bit. So tell me, Kevin, how did you get into real estate?
Um, MBA in real estate finance led me to property management for commercial property management.
Yeah.
And I came to Salt Lake in '97, was acquisitions analyst for a couple of years. And then in '99 became a real estate agent. I wanted to be self-employed. Both my parents were. And but I came to a place where I knew nobody and had to figure out a way to make it work. And
Yeah.
so I tried just about everything including knocking on doors, just the old school stuff. And then over time, things sort of developed. I could see that a website was a good way to go. So in '03, I launched this website, and that helped some. Uh, I'd pick up 4 or 5 clients a year off the website. And then the website, things became much more competitive in that arena.
Yeah.
And probably around 2012 or 14, somewhere in that range, I started a monthly newsletter, and then that lifted the business up again. And I've been kind of just sort of word of mouth, you know, out and about. I see people, I do a good job, I get referred. And the pandemic hit, and I realized there's a lot more competition, and
Yeah.
B, I'd been doing the same things for a very long time, and they're still working, but they weren't really growing my business. And a mutual friend of ours who works with Lydia said, this is who I work with. And so we started. Actually, you're right. I think we started working about February, March, and we launched about 6, 8 weeks later, and it's I've had a lot more visibility. I mean, I couldn't have done this on my own. So what we're doing now.
So, and talk a little bit about the type of email newsletters that you were pushing out, because they really were quite unique, when you were doing it
Right.
yourself.
So I still do the newsletters, but the analytical ones,
Yeah.
but Elle Marketing is doing a couple blog posts a month now, which I wasn't doing before. I was putting it on my blog, but it was inconsistent, maybe 6 to 8 times a year. So what I was writing, my background, MBA real estate finance, I'm a very analytical person. So I write more from a purely analytical, analyzing the market. Where are we going? Where we've been? That type of marketing, but it's real tunnel vision. There's not a lot of it's it's really very specific. Whereas our marketing's been adding a lot of other pieces to it. Real marketing beyond just the analytical part.
Well, and this is where I feel like your strength comes into play. You are so analytical, um, and people actually appreciate that. It's a language that some of your followers that have been, fans of your newsletter for years and years and years,
Yeah.
um, they grew to expect that, and they appreciated that level of detail and that level of analytics. And you don't get that level of analytics without, your background, your degree, your years of experience. I mean, how many real estate agents can say, I've been doing this, since 1999?
99. Yeah.
Most real estate agents like burn out in 1 to 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I can understand why. It's a lot of work.
Yes.
You're on the clock a
So
lot.
So with that, one of the things when you and I first met is we wanted to maintain that analytical perspective and persona that you've just built up over years.
Right. Yeah.
Um, and so I think one of the things that we helped you do, and correct me if I'm wrong, is we actually helped you um, make sure that you were on a schedule for pushing those out.
Yes. Yes. The schedule for both putting it out and then also for bringing my own photography to
Yeah.
add to what you're providing to keep me visible to so it does so it's my kind of more my voice
Yeah.
and I feel that over the months my voice comes through more and more um with the team at Elle Marketing. Your team does an excellent job,
Oh,
Lydia.
well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
So, one of the things that we had so much fun with as a conversation early on for you was talking about things like, hey, Kevin, where's your favorite place to like grab a beer? Or where do you like to go mountain biking? Or
Right.
what are the places that you're just kind of telling your clients about? Let's do that in a broader way or in a way that is more. That lives for longer. It's on your website, it's in your e blasts, it's taking the other parts of your personality and why you're passionate about Salt Lake City and sharing it on a broader level.
Yeah, on a much broader level, because there's a lot of the topics that your team writes about. I mean, I couldn't possibly, I can do some small edits to it, but I can't possibly, I don't have time to do what you're doing for me. Plus all the, like with the Google Analytics back and the back of Facebook and Instagram, just the actual analytical part of that. I don't know what it's called. I guess Facebook
Yeah,
analytics.
we've got Facebook Analytics and we look at Google Analytics and we look at the back end of the website and all those different pieces. Um, and we create an actual strategy around that. So just like you are all about data and numbers and market analysis when it comes to real estate, we do the same thing with marketing.
Well, now I've started Google reviews, which I
Yeah.
have never really done, and yeah, and so there's a lot of hand holding to to get me there, but mostly just you and the team leading and telling me, okay, do this now. We need this, we need that, and just kind of me following along.
Well, and one of the things that we try to do, and one of the reasons why we love working with you, Kevin, is we kind of think of ourselves as your accountability partner as well. You know,
And you do hold me accountable. There's
oh
certain
yeah,
dates where I need to have certain things done, and yeah,
you'll get a series of reminders, and you'll hear from us if if
yeah.
we.
In 1 week, I need this from you. Two
Yep.
days before Monday, that's your deadline, and it's good. I mean, it's kind of like you're at a newspaper or at a magazine, and the editor's like, okay, we're putting this out. This is when it's due, and
Yeah.
it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah. You know, that is, I think, one of the most important things that people don't realize in marketing. Yes, the content is important. Yes, it's important to put great things out there, but actually consistency is the key.
Right.
Like being consistent about the time, about when people are expecting to hear from you, about posting on your social pages a certain number of times each week. And so we work really hard to take care of that consistency piece on your behalf so that you're always top of mind.
Right. Yes. And I noticed too, like with the newsletter over all the years that I've done it, there'll be years where I just get so busy it only goes out 4 or 5 times. And
Yeah.
the readership drops down. But when it's consistent, I mean, my open rate on my MailChimp monthly newsletter could be 40 to 65%.
Yeah.
But if I'm inconsistent, it's more like, 27 to 40, it's a big difference. And so I'm, I know that's what's happening too with Facebook, Instagram, the blogs. the top of mind. So
Yeah, it does make a big difference. And the crazy thing is most people would be super happy with an email open rate of like 25 to 30%, right? Standard. Um, but but for you, having that open rate of anywhere to 40 to 60% when you've got that level of consistency is just huge.
yeah, it definitely, there's a real following of that newsletter. And now to I've had people actually comment too on the fact that the blog posts that are now connected to the monthly newsletter and the format in which your team has improved upon. I've heard feedback from people of like, oh yeah, and I read that other topic down at the bottom that Juliet wrote, and it's just it's making my marketing kind of a wider spectrum. It's still analytical, still my voice, but more than I could possibly do on my own.
And the other reason why you've made such a great partner for us is that you do truly take time to review everything. So we send you all
I
of
do.
the social media posts
Yes.
to review and do edits on. We send you all of the blog posts to review and do edits on. You send us the analytical e-blasts. We format them and send those to you to do edits on. And then also all of the additional blog posts. And one of the reasons why we're able to, one, snag your voice is because you're literally infusing your voice into all that content. But two, it helps us get better and better
At my
over
voice.
time
Yeah. And
and
I
really,
find that I edit less and less. I can, when I first got it, I'm such a micromanager because I'm independent,
yeah,
that I would try to put my voice into everything. And, after now it's like, I'm spending about a third of the time because my voice is already there. And I
yeah.
get that feedback too. Like, is that you posting? I'm like, well, I have some marketing people, but I am the editor. I lead the topics and which is mostly true, but
I would say that's
when
really, really
posting,
accurate. So when
yeah,
you're planning out your marketing strategy, we literally, it's not us just like pulling things out of thin air. We do some
no.
analysis, we do some research, we come to the table with some ideas, but then it's a partnership with you where we actually talk about, hey, what makes sense?
Well, like the planning meeting we had a couple of weeks ago, and okay, we're 3-4 months out. What are we going to do next? And actually, I think we went out to June on
Yeah,
that, which is nice because then you can kind of think about where's the season, where's the real estate season, where's the season for the weather, what are people doing during this period of time, and then we have a lot of time to prepare for
yeah.
those topics. Yeah,
Well, and it also gives you space to think about, okay, over the next several months, what are the pictures that I need to take? Or
right.
should I be capturing out and about in the community? Whereas if we were doing this a week or so out, you would spend more time running around taking pictures for us than you would doing your actual job, which is real estate.
Right,
And we don't
exactly.
want that.
I'm going to turn my phone off. I apologize.
You're just fine.
I have a Mac, so everything's connected.
Um, so so tell me, I know that you kind of approached us with a little bit of trepidation. Can this work? Will it work? What were you nervous about?
My voice being in it, I didn't want it to, if I had a bigger organization and there were many voices, it would be different. But the organization is pretty small by design. I mean, that's how I
Yeah.
want it.
Yeah.
And so to have my voice come through, and when I think this is true with a lot of entrepreneurs, is that, I can be a little bit of a control freak. I want to make sure that everything's right. And how do you do that? It's just like you have your eyes and on everything. And I do have other people that support me independently, like Elle Marketing and Events, like
Mhm.
stagers, photographers, and other people. But even with them, it takes time, and then you figure it out. And like, yes, this person's really good at what they do. Okay, I can let
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
It just takes
Build
some
that,
time
build
to.
that trust up over time.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and I totally understand that, Kevin. I'm a business owner myself.
Right.
Um,
Yeah.
my team, how hard it was to turn over pieces of my own marketing to my own team that I trained myself.
Right.
Um, if they are listening to this right now, they are chuckling because they know that
Yeah.
it's still a work in progress. So thank you so much, Kevin, for, first of all, trusting us with your marketing, for being such a great partner, and for also, being willing to come on and talk to us. Now, Kevin is a fantastic real estate agent. We've got his website and also his social media pages in the comments below. And so please do go check him out, check out what he's doing. And if you are looking to move or sell a home within Salt Lake City or relocate here to our beautiful city, please do reach out to Kevin. He is a fantastic partner. Thanks again, Kevin, for joining us.
Thanks for asking me on, Lydia. I appreciate it.
We sure appreciate